Interstate 20 between mile markers 434 and 484. Interstate 30 between mile markers 15 and 63. Interstate 45 between mile markers 244 and 284. For your protection, get inside a sturdy structure and stay away from windows. Continuous cloud.
Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it is March 17th, 2021. It's 4:45 a.m. in the morning, and I've checked a couple times recently. The stimulus money has not gone into my bank account. I was sort of expecting it this morning, but it's not there yet, so I don't think it's going to make it today. I'm filling my medicine containers. Take one capsule by mouth every day. Hang on a second. Here's the radar for, not sure how well you can see that. Let's listen to the weather while I put some medication into, let's see, this is take one capsule by mouth every day. Let me start the weather again.
Dallas County in north central Texas. Dallas County in north central Texas until 6 a.m. Central Daylight Time. At 4:37 a.m. Central Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Benrock to Itasca, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. Hazard, 65 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Source, radar indicated. Impact, hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, Garland, Irving, Grand Prairie, Mesquite, Carrollton, Richardson, Flower Mound, Mansfield, Rowlett, Euless, DeSoto, Bedford, Grapevine, Cedar Hill, Halton City, Wiley, and Keller. This includes the following highways: Interstate 35W between mile markers 6 and 51. Interstate 35E between mile markers 373 and 445. Interstate 20 between mile markers 434 and 484. Interstate 30 between mile markers 15 and 63. Interstate 45 between mile markers 244 and 284. For your protection, get inside a sturdy structure and stay away from windows. Continuous cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring with these storms. Move indoors immediately. Lightning can kill. Now let's check on your local forecast for the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Severe thunderstorm watch 23 in effect until 5 a.m. early this morning. Wind advisory in effect from 10 a.m. this morning to 7 p.m. this evening. Day, sunny, breezy, cooler with highs in the upper 60s.
Two more to go.
Southwest winds 10 to 20 miles an hour with gusts up to 30 miles an hour. Becoming west 20 to 25 miles an hour with wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour are possible this afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear and breezy, cooler with lows in the mid-40s. Northwest winds 20 to 25 miles an hour, diminishing to 15 to 20 miles an hour after midnight. Wind gusts up to 35 miles an hour are possible. The following is a preliminary storm report for Johnson County. A wind gust up to 60 miles an hour was reported at 4:30 a.m., 2 miles west-northwest Cleburne. The current time is 4:48 a.m. Central Daylight Time. You're listening to NOAA, All Hazards Radio, the voice of the National Weather Service, station KAC 55. Serving the Dallas-Fort Worth listening area. The National Weather Service in Fort Worth has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Johnson County in north central Texas.
I got one more medication to put out. That's my diabetes medication. Metformin, take one tablet twice a day. It's 4:50 a.m. and like I said, I'm in Fort Worth, Texas. Okay. Okay, just got to put this metformin out twice a day for diabetes. Apparently you can have some problems with this, so they want to make sure they can do blood work on if you're taking metformin, because I think at some point you can have a problem. I mean, you can be taking it, it's working okay for you, and I forget what the problems are. Nothing good. I mean, it doesn't increase your sexual pleasure or do anything good. Naturally, it's something that's a problem. Oh, I have 3 more to go. Well, of course, I filled an entire week here, but only have 3 more to go. I hope the doctor's going to go ahead and give me a refill, because I haven't seen him in quite a while, because I don't want to go because of the, you know, virus situation. But, okay, these are, okay. So today is the 17th. Where are you? Here it is. Put that on my desktop. And let's see, this is probably the 18th. Yep. So this is going to go there. This is the 19th. Yes. And this is, oops. I need a flashlight. I can't see. Well, I'm going to say that's, what did I just put in there? 21. No, there's 20. Okay. Here's 22. 23, 24. Okay, let's see. Here's the weather map that you just saw. Let me exit here. Let's see, that was my radar. Let's see what Wonderground is showing. .67 degrees, thunderstorm, 8 mile an hour winds, 100% participation. Oh, they're taking part. No, that's precipitation. Not sure I got it right anyway. Let's see, let's make it bigger here. Okay. And there's more to this weather app, but let's go to Weather Radar Scope. Okay. There's Radar Scope. You know, maybe I should go back to 2 monitors. And 1 monitor I could just, of the 2 would be, I would see the control, things over there and just, but I don't know what I want to do. Well, I want my stimulus money. I thought it might hit today because some people, the word went out is that today people were getting it, some people. Apparently not me. I don't know about my son. He hasn't woke up, but I think he did wake up a few hours ago and checked. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to go back to 2 monitors again. There's not much room on this desk. Ouch. Shooting paint. Let's see what front page of CNN, then I'll probably shut this thing down here. Eight people were killed at 3 Atlanta area spas. Police say at least 4 of the victims were female and appeared to be Asian. The South Korean foreign minister said 4 of the victims were of Korean ancestry or ethnicity. Video suggests it is extremely likely that the same person was responsible for the shootings. What we know about the Metro Atlanta shootings. Ooh, here's something. 4 people were shot dead after a fight over a stimulus check. Maybe we get too much news. Maybe we need to go back to the way it was back in the olden days when I was young. We got less news. We didn't have cable television. Well, we didn't. Well, go back before. I think I was like, how old was I? Maybe 10 years old when we finally got television. An Indianapolis man has been arrested in a quadruple homicide that followed an alleged argument over a stimulus check, according to a probable cause affidavit. I can't talk. Officers were dispatched after a report of a person shot on Saturday night, according to a news release from the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department. Police found a woman who had injuries consistent with a gunshot wound, the release said. The woman was transported to a local hospital in critical condition. Told officers there were more victims. At a second residence, police found a 7-year-old, Eve Moore, 23-year-old Danquin Moore, 35-year-old Anthony Johnson, and 44-year-old Tamika Brown. They all had gunshot injuries and were pronounced dead at the scene, according to the news release. When detectives began investigating, they learned that the initial gunshot victim's boyfriend and father of her baby was the person who allegedly shot all 5 people. The victim told police Halfacre fled the scene and took their 6-month-old daughter with him, the affidavit said. In the early morning hours, authorities located the baby at Halfacre's sister's home after she called 911 to report that the missing child was with her, according to the affidavit. She told police her brother knocked on the door and dropped off the baby and the baby's stuff, according to the affidavit. The sister also said he admitted to killing 4 people and told her the details of how it happened. The affidavit states the baby was safe and unharmed, police said in the news release. Authorities gathered further information that led them to a residence where they found Halfacre hiding in the attic and took him in. According to the affidavit, he told detectives he had been arguing with the victim officers first discovered because he wanted some of her stimulus check. He admitted to shooting all of the deceased people that were found. Wow. Okay, well, that's the end of the good news, I guess, for the day. Well, let's see what else. Maybe there is some good news someplace on here. I don't see any. Maybe I'm missing it. I saw a story, I think it was on CNN yesterday. A teacher, a man who had been a teacher all his life, but he's been homeless for like 5 years or something like that, but he was living in his car, looked like he had a nice, from what I can tell, looked like a nice car. And a guy drove by, a black guy. The teacher was white, or the homeless teacher was white. A black guy drove by, going to work, I think it was, and saw the man and thought that he looks familiar. And the next day or whatever, he drove by and he saw the guy there, and he pulled in. And the guy was a teacher that he had when he was going to school, and he admired his teacher and said everybody liked the teacher. And he asked the teacher, what's going on? And the teacher explained what was going on, and the young man gave him, I think the story said that this young man had $300 on him. He gave it to the teacher, and then he went and I think he set up a donate, what do they call it, fund me thing or whatever, and I think he raised, was it $30,000, because other people knew this teacher, and he was apparently a good teacher. And so they raised $30,000 very quickly, and then there was some pictures or maybe a little video on CNN where they gave him, the money. The police department made arrangements for him to immediately be able to stay for a month in a motel while he got things straightened out. And some other agencies got involved And they're, you know, so if they're stepping in to help this guy out, so I guess there has been some good news, just not today. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If I can find that story, I'll put a link to it below, the one about the teacher, because it's good news. Okie doke, thank you very much.